getting old, it just sucks. I mean, everything hurts a little bit more. Takes longer to get moving. You know, all the things that you just don't really like about things. And we end up getting with this. Like here, see, I got a little bit of salt mixed in with my pepper right there. And, you know, this used to be down here. Now it's here. Back here, I got a little solar panel. It is what it is. And we all do our best to try to fight against time. We're in the gym. We eat healthy, do those things. But one of the best known methods, right, is to just throw some dye in our hair. And, you know, for a while, I wanted to keep this a little darker, but, you know, it is what it is. As my wife says, it's the redhead, a little bit more distinguished. Whatever. You get old, it happens. But however, there's a lot of the reasons that we do the hair dye and we do, you know, we take care of ourselves in the way that we do has to do with our self-confidence, the way we view ourselves and we want the world to view us. It's important. And one of the best indicators that's out there, I saw this first in 2001 and then again in 2008 we had the dot-com bubble burst, and then we get into the Great Recession. Brunettes started popping up everywhere. It was kind of wild when it happened. They just kind of, in their natural habitat, they were hiding in the form of blondes and other colors. So now we've got something that's out there. We're going to take a look at it here. It's called the basically recession brunette, or the brunette recession indicator, and it has to do with a lot where we spend our money. Because again, and we're going to get into in the article here. Link is going to be in the description. Where you spend your, you know, taking care of yourself in that way, there's a high price for it. It is something you have, and if you don't have the additional capital to be able to spend that way, this is where you run into some of those situations. Again, for those that don't know, I'm a business coach. I work out of West Michigan and around the country. I help businesses grow faster than I ever thought possible. If you want to, and I come here live every single day sharing just some of the information I share with my clients. And these type of indicators are things that I share with my clients just so they can be aware of it. Because also when it comes to their employees, if they all of a sudden start seeing some more brunettes are hanging around their, you know, brunettes, the silver foxes start showing up where they were in hiding before, that's also an indicator that maybe some of their staff aren't doing so well. And, you know, these are the reasons that I send these out for folks to take a look here. So again, I hope to earn your subscription today. Let's get into this here. Now, this is from Fast Company. TikTok's recession brunette trend signals tough economic times. Oh, and you can see here, look at that. Those roots, what is that? 3 inches? We're trying to grow that out. Woof. Okay. The photo is by Thank You Russian Person on Adobe Stock. All right. Well, again, noticed all the blondes going back to their natural hair color lately. And they go with the women on this, but look around at the dudes. You're going to see more gray popping out there. It's a thing. It is a thing. Now, as much as many try to claim it's because of a hair health journey, wink, other factors seem to be at play here. How's the economy? One TikTok user asked the viral video. Well, hasn't been good for a while, and it seems like my indicators tell me, the former blonde says, measuring the inches of her hair, measuring the inches of her incoming roots with her fingers. This is so accurate. And again, she's going to take a look here. Don't really want to subject you to her voice. Again, no expert, but root length has always been a pretty solid way to tell how people are doing financially. 100% on that. That is one of those things. Now, yeah, you're going to have some folks that are going to reach out and say, hey, they're not, you know, they're just going through that change. But when you see a larger number of them, it's definitely a thing. Now, remember when, and again, hear this word. I wanted to make sure I could say this correctly. So, balayage. Balayage. Okay, we got one more time. All right, I'm going to turn this on real quick. Desktop audio. Here we go. Sorry.
Balayage.
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 Balayage. Okay, we've got it, folks. Okay. Remember when balayage became really popular in 2009? Asked one of the person in the comments. And same thing. Blonde celebrities were embracing their darker roots as a trend mirrored in the economic downturn. And guess what? It's happening again. We're seeing it. 1 in 6 Americans admit to spending more money on beauty and wellness than they can afford. And if you've ever colored your hair, you know how expensive the upkeep is. That's, yeah. When I first heard these numbers, ladies, I know it's for confidence, but ladies, come on. I'm just, woof, that's some money going out there. Here we go. Some hairstylists interviewed in a recent Washington Post piece charging at least $100 an hour for cuts, color, bleaching, and balayage. See, I can learn. Being blonde is a luxury not everyone can afford. Suddenly, growing out roots have become the hottest trend. Again, wink, hottest trend, leading economic indicator. Someone says they like my natural hair color better, and I agree, when in reality, I can no longer afford to keep up the blonde. And this is my brunette recession era. Recession brunette is back that we got on here. I just want to get a couple notes here. So the Wall Street Journal reported that lived-in color, referring to partial highlights or balayage, was last year's trend among hairstyles, not unlike the lipstick effect, the phenomenon during the economic downturn of consumers continuing to spend on small luxury items such as lipstick, lived-in color, and recession brunette. It may be the latest stylish piece there. Again, go check out the article on this. Again, it's a quick one today, folks. The thing I just want to make sure that you guys are understanding is that when we, in my world and the work that I do, there's never one big sign that says things are about to fall off the cliff when it comes to a recession, or that we're getting ready to have this explosive uptick in growth. It's never one thing. Rarely. Right? I mean, yeah, COVID, but let's take that out of the equation. It's never really one thing. And we've had over the last year and a half, it's been like the drip, drip, drip of a faucet, and of indicators that things are getting tough. They're staying tough. They're not getting better. No matter who's in the White House, the things aren't getting better. Like that has been the recurring theme that my clients, we have been talking about at length. And how can we be prepared for this? And this is just another one of those that we're seeing. I spend an awful lot of time talking to business owners in and around my area and around the country, just asking how things are, not necessarily taking the National Federation for Independent Business Owners survey at, I want to say it here, as gospel. I want to be able to talk to people myself. And what we've found is that people are spending. They are spending still, but where they're putting their dollars is getting, the range is compressing and compressing into smaller and smaller areas. And one of the areas that you're seeing has to do with going to the salon. You are seeing that falling to the wayside. People are still going to get their cuts, but they're just not spending the money on the dye. So you expect home hair treatments to start being the thing again, to start picking back up. People are doing it at the house. Other areas that are just out of note here in the retail world, when it has to do with clothing sales are muted. Like they're flat when typically they should be picking up at this point, as people are updating their wardrobes for spring into summer. Like that should be happening now, and it's not. A lot of folks are recycling from last year, which is fine. I'm not knocking anybody. Say you have to refresh your wardrobe all the time, but it's a tendency with folks. Across, again, you see dining's down. There's all sorts of these little indicators everywhere across the board that are showing that we have not been spending. Now, with that, can that turn around on a dime? Absolutely. We could, this week, everyone just decides, hey, we're back to spending again, and we're going to get after it. So, again, this is not me telling anyone to make any drastic decisions. Your responsibility as a business owner, but also as an employee, is to understand where you're at in the labor market and make the best decisions that you can, but don't make large wholesale bets one direction or the other. As always, it's always good to have a savings, have money saved up. Do your best, even if you're only putting $29 a week away. That's $29 more that you're going to have later that you didn't need this week that you could use somewhere else. Get your credit cards paid down. This goes for business owners too. Every one of the business owners that I work with, I'm like, hey, let's start building a cash pile. If you have a cash pile, let's make it bigger. Let's take a look at your revolving debt, things that can you work on paying some of that down? And also, again, one of the things we're looking at is, hey, where are you spending your money? And also, how are your employees doing? Is there something we can do to help them out as well? So anyways, again, hopefully I earned your subscription today. If you'd like to learn more about how I help businesses grow faster than you ever thought possible, go check out summitbusinessguys.com. Take care, and I will